Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the January 10th, 2023 Town Board meeting. Can we all please rise for the pledge to the flag? Luciana, could you lead us in the pledge, please?
Certainly. I pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we please all remain standing for a moment of silence. I would like for everyone to keep in their thoughts and their prayers Lieutenant Kenneth Scroy, who we lost to an illness, a very short illness last week. And if you also keep in your thoughts and prayers for us, Sergio's sister, who we lost, and keep that family in your thoughts and prayers. Both taken from us too early, too young, at an unforeseen time. Thank you. Amen. Okay, I'll start to my right with introductions.
Good evening, Diana Quast, Town Clerk.
Councilman Ed Lachterman.
Deputy Supervisor Tom Diana.
Sergio Esposito, Councilman.
Luciana Howard, Councilwoman.
Jim Gladhard, Town Attorney's Office.
Thank you. Dave's not with us tonight from the Highway Superintendent. So I have some announcements that I'd like to read. This Saturday, we laid to rest Captain Kenny Scroy, and our continued thoughts and prayers go to his family and to his brothers and sisters at the YPD. I would like to thank each and every law enforcement agency that participated in the wake and funeral services for the Scroy family. They did an outstanding job, and we cannot thank them enough. If you would like to support the Scroy family, there is a link that can be found on fundthefirst.com. That's fundthefirst.com. At this time, the town board, along with the chief of police, would like to read into the record a resolution for Captain Kenneth Scroy.
Tommy, I have it. Do you want me to read it?
Would you like to read it, Luciana?
Sure, if
I'd
you'd like me to.
appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you for the honor. Resolution honoring Police Captain Kenneth Scroy. What was the word?
Posthumously.
What?
Posthumously.
Posthumously. We said it 3 times with the
Chief
chief.
had a different pronunciation.
Yeah.
Said
Yeah, and he messed
That
us all
word.
Said he had the correct
Whereas Lieutenant Kenneth Scroy was born April 2nd, 1985 in Mineola, Long Island, and graduated college from SUNY Plattsburgh in 2006. And whereas Lieutenant Kenneth Scroy graduated from the Police Academy in November of 2007 and started his career as the Dutchess County Deputy Sheriff, fulfilling his lifelong dream of becoming a police officer. And whereas Lieutenant Kenneth Scroy made the decision to transfer to the town of Yorktown and was sworn in as the police officer to serve the Yorktown Police Department and its citizens on March 3rd, 2009. And whereas Lieutenant Kenneth Scroy proudly served as the patrolman and worked his way up through the ranks, becoming a sergeant on October 18th, 2016, and through his hard work and dedication, achieved the position of lieutenant in July 19th, 2022. And whereas during his law enforcement career, his recognitions include Stop DWI awards, chief citations, as well as letters of commendations. And whereas Lieutenant Kenneth Scroy dutifully served the town of Yorktown Police Department with diligent service and commitment in keeping residents safe, which was evident as he performed his duties as staff commander, displaying tremendous knowledge and leadership skills. And whereas on Monday, January 2nd, 2022, Police Lieutenant Kenneth Scroy died after fighting valiantly, succumbed to illness. And whereas Police Chief Robert Noble described the 14-year veteran of the police force as an outstanding police officer and an even better man, noting that he was a devoted husband, amazing dad, a loving son, and a doting brother and uncle. While the Yorktown community will long remember and honor Lieutenant Kenneth Scroy for his service and untimely passing, we will continue to keep the Scroy family in our thoughts and prayers for having suffered an unimaginable and enduring personal loss. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Yorktown Town Board, as police commissioners, speaking for the residents of the town of Yorktown and the Yorktown Police Department, award the rank of Captain, posthumously, in recognition to Captain Kenneth Scroy for his dedicated and diligent public service. His professionalism, integrity, and standard of commitment to the town of Yorktown and its citizens and merits our highest regards and thanks. We salute you, Captain Kenneth Scroy, for a job well done. Rest easy and in peace. And be it further resolved that the Yorktown Police Department be renamed and forever be known as the Captain Kenneth Scroy Public Safety Complex and Plaza, with an address change to 1 Captain Kenneth Scroy Plaza, and that the section of Crampond Road between Elizabeth Road and Baldwin Road shall be designated as the Captain Kenneth Scroy Memorial Highway, and that the flag of the United States of America be lowered to half-staff on January 2nd of each year, and on March 3rd of every year shall be forever known as Captain Kenneth Scroy Act of Kindness Day in the town of Yorktown. Be it resolved that the town clerk will prepare a copy of this resolution for presentation to the family of Captain Kenneth Scroy as an expression of the town of Yorktown's respect for his memory.
So moved.
Motion to accept the resolution?
So moved. Yeah.
All in favor?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Just a couple of announcements. I understand the frustration and share with you in the garbage and recycling delays that some of our residents are experiencing. I ask for your patience during this transition to the new garbage company as they work through their transitional period. Please contact the garbage company directly at 914-477-5865 with your concerns. We thank you and we appreciate your patience during this transitional phase. It's going to take a little bit, folks, but they're going to get it. A little update on the sinkhole up at Legacy Field. The sinkhole has been filled in. We have crews up there to date. They're doing geological surveys of the area of where the pipeline is run to provide further safety for our community. During this time, the park will remain closed until the reports are forwarded to the geological staff and forwarded to the town and our Parks and Recreations Commission and Department. This is the long-awaited one. The second half of your school taxes are due at the end of the month. Okay, now everybody can take a breath. We are a little update on the front. We are expecting the railings for out front to be here within the week, so we can open the entrance to Town Hall once again. Thank God, right? I mean, it's been a long time coming. We started with the tank failure and moved right on to the steps. Dan Ciarcia, John Tegeter, and our building department staff have been working to assure that that's going to be done with a new ADA compliant ramp out front also. So that's going to be there as well. But the new railings have to be put on first. We have a cereal bowl collection at the library. It will be running through February 12th, collecting boxes of cereal in conjunction with the Yorktown Food Pantries. So if you can, drop off some boxes of cereal there to help some of our folks that can't afford to feed their families. It's the right thing to do. And that's all I have. I'm going to start from my right here. Ed?
All right, I don't have very much. I will both of these will actually be with the American Legion Post 1009 on this Sunday, January 15th. Yeah, let's get the month right. The Sons of the American Legion will be holding their fundraising breakfast. That's open to the public. It's from 9 to 11, a breakfast buffet, and it's a $10 donation to the Post. The other thing, which is a great thing the Post does, the first Sunday of February, there will be the ceremony of the 4 chaplains. If you have not been to that, it is highly recommended. I believe that's going to start at 2 p.m., but I'll get, at our next meeting, that we have reports to the town, I'll get a better time on that. But please mark your calendars, the celebration of the 4 chaplains at the American Legion Post, followed by the Post Everlasting, which is a commemoration of all of the Legion members that have passed through the year. That's it for me.
What was the date on it again, Ed?
That's Sunday, the February 5th.
5. Sergio.
Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. Yeah, so just comment on the garbage transition. I do appreciate many people's patience as we transition. I mean, I kind of look at it as it's like the first day of school, and all the school buses are late, and it takes a little time. And I think we'd be fooling ourselves if we said it's going to be the end of this week. I think we're going to need a little more patience with it. I have been in contact with the folks at the garbage company. People have contacted me, and the garbage company has been very responsive. So understand that we're facing a short week, that first week, last week. So there've been a lot of things that played in, and transitioning a town with 37,000 residents or whatever it is no small task. So we at the town board have been really hitting the ground running, trying to get it right, trying to get it straight, trying to get all the kinks worked out. And really, that's what it is. It's just a lot of kinks, which I think is normal. But we're working hard to get everything straightened out. You do have the garbage company's number. You could always reach out to anyone on the board through email. I think would be probably the easiest, and we would be happy to address your issue with the garbage company, who has been honestly very responsive to our concerns. Other than that, I want to thank the town board for canceling last week's meeting. That's all I have. Thank you.
It's been a trying time for this board, for this community. And we felt that it was the least we could do for our fellow board members to cancel last week's meeting in respect to him and his family. And thank you for your diligence and your support out in the public that supported that. We greatly appreciate it. Luciana, what do you got for us?
Okay. Well, Happy New Year, everyone. I just want to shout out to our wonderful Parks and Rec Commission and our Parks Department Superintendent for putting up those wonderful nets back at Granite Knolls, because let's all face it, this weather is still play ball weather. And in collaboration with the town board, you know, our play ball methods here, just getting people outside and together is kind of our mantra. So I just want to give them a big shout out for that. I do also want to second that there will be another food pantry, mobile pantry. Do we have an actual date, Cindy? February 2nd. But what's really interesting is that we will be having another food drive here in town in the spring. I know that a lot of people do come by here to do that. As far as the YPD, I want to send out my heart and my respects. And if there's anything we can do, please reach out. As far as the garbage contract, I'm not going to reiterate what's been said, but I encourage you to bring your voices. Everyone's frustration should be heard. Everyone's frustration should be considered. There is no answer. There is no magic answer. I can assure you that it will go it will go visited and it will not go unlooked. Other than that, I can just encourage you to respectfully show up, support the community, be very clear on what you're asking and what you need so that we can go ahead and address it and come back to you in a respectful, professional way. And that is all.
Thank you, Luciana.
You're welcome.
I just want to say that we all have been out on the streets attempting to assist during this transition period with our families, trying to riding around in the cars, just trying to see where the issues are, and assisting our fine refuse and recycle department, who's been handling the lion's share of the phone calls. Even in my office, we have taken, between my administrative assistant and myself, phone calls and emails, and we're trying to handle them on a case-by-case basis. We're trying to work it out, folks, and we will. So it's a bump in the road, but we're working forward and working through it. Our best days are ahead of us. Just let's keep that in mind. That being... Yes, sir. Oh, yes. We have the new Polar Plunge date, which will be at 9 o'clock on the 21st of January. Okay, the Polar Plunge. I invite all of you. I understand that there's a member of the Parks and Recreations Commission that's going to do it. John Campobasso is going to join us. Let's give him a big hand, folks.
Johnny.
Yay, Johnny. He will then be followed by our other commissioner, Matt Talbert, okay? Those are the first two that are going in the water, okay? So, that being said, they will then be followed by me with a defibrillator, okay? So,
It was cold last year.
the Polar Plunge is on January 21st.
Friends of Yorktown Parks and Recreation are hosting that, and all money raised goes towards our Parks and Recreation Department.
Sure.
All are welcome. I don't see any big takers here, though. Okay.
If you're not taking, then Venmo and support one of the plungers.
Yeah.
Let's build that fund.
Okay. We're going to move on. We have a reading from the poet laureate who was under the weather tonight. So
I have a tongue.
Luciana's going to have that reading for us.
Okay, so I'm going to be reading this for
John McMullen.
Yeah, for John McMullen, since we have a poet. So, Out with the Old and In with the New by John McMullen. I did not read this already, so January 10th, 2023, Yorktown, New York has its peaceful transfer of power. Tom Diana becomes town supervisor, Thomas Diana. I asked Tom recently whether he was ready, and he replied a resounding yes. I knew that he was. Let the new chapter begin. I think he should have hired me to read.
Yeah, I know it.
That was for you. Cheers.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you, Lou. Appreciate that. Appreciate the reading. Thank you, John. Okay, we're going to move on to personnel. Okay. We're going to accept the resignation received from Matthew J. Slater from the position of Town Supervisor. Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Yorktown hereby accepts with regret and thanks for his service to our community the resignation of Matthew J. Slater from his position of Town Supervisor effective December 31st, 2022 at 11:59 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay. I would like to read my resignation at this time turned into the town clerk earlier today. Dear Town Clerk Diane L. Quast, please accept this letter of resignation from my position as Yorktown Town Councilman effective January 10th, 2023. It has been my honor and privilege for me to serve the town of Yorktown for the past 7 years as your councilman, a community I was born and raised in. I look forward to continuing to serve my community in a new capacity as your town supervisor. As you are aware, Supervisor Slater has resigned and has begun his new role as New York State Assemblyman beginning January 1st, 2023. I wish him the very best and look forward to working with him in his new role, and I thank him for the smooth transition that will help me move our community forward. I am extremely grateful to our community for its continued support and look forward to all the great things that we will accomplish together over the next year.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the resolution of Thomas Diana. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Yorktown accepts with regret the resignation of Thomas P. Diana from the position of Town Councilman effective January 10th, 2023.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I cannot vote on that.
So now if I skip this next one.
Yeah, there's no parents in the house. If you skip the next one, we got no parents in the house.
So
It's a party.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Thomas P. Diana to the position of Town Supervisor. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Yorktown appoints Thomas P. Diana to the position of Town Supervisor for the remainder of the second year to end December 31st, 2023, of the 2-year term left vacant by the resignation of elected Town Supervisor Matthew J. Slater, effective December 31st, 2022 at 11:59 p.m. I make the motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor. Now this is the one you need to sweat.
Hang on.
All in favor.
Aye.
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 Congratulations.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. Okay. All right. This tape, I don't know, get closer or something.
I was asked to congratulate Supervisor Diana on his appointment to the position of supervisor from the Senior Advisory Committee.
Thank you.
And I am also very honored to swear you in tonight as the supervisor.
Thank you.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Thomas P. Diana,
I, Thomas P. Diana,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of
Town Supervisor of the Town of Yorktown
Town Supervisor of the Town of Yorktown
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's okay.
That's when Matt resigned. That's what that is.
Might as well just stay right here.
I just didn't know if the date had to be something else.
The way it reads,
Wow. This is a change. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the town board for their support and confidence in me, as well as my wife, Donna, and my family. You guys are my rock. I am honored and privileged to serve as Yorktown supervisor. Becoming a supervisor of my hometown, being third generation Shrub Oak, as Ed would call me, an Okie from Shrub Okie, is a thrill, and it's kind of cool. Every supervisor has their own style of how they manage and lead. What will you get from me is straight talk and an honest approach. I am here for all people, all of the people of the town of Yorktown. I will take on issues as they arise, roll up my sleeves, and look for the solutions to accomplish the job. I have been through 3 administrations and have taken the positives from each. I invite everyone to come to my office, call or email me. You're all welcome. There are many projects that want to come to the town and a number being processed. I want Yorktown to be a place that you drive to, not a place that you drive through. I would also like to take this opportunity, being made deputy supervisor by the previous supervisor, Matt Slater, and wish him luck in his assembly status. And I just wish that he'd take the voodoo off of me for this past week and a half. I thank everyone and look forward to serving all town residents in a different capacity, and I want to make you all proud. Thank you. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Got it. Okay. We're going to talk some trash here. I'd like to have the representative from Competition Carding come up and give us a little presentation on what's going on with the trash collection and put everybody's mind at ease, basically.
How you doing?
Mr. Amico, how are you?
My name is Brian Amico. First, I would like to thank the town residents for the patience during this transition. I apologize for any inconvenience. Rest assured, we're trying our best to meet the accommodation of all the residents' needs at this particular moment. Unfortunately, due to the back-to-back 4-day holidays, there was some disruptions in some service. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. I'm from Yorktown. I don't want to see garbage and recyclables anywhere, specifically the recyclables. Right now is an issue. We'd like to stop that before it becomes a problem. Fortunately, we have new drivers. We had to eliminate some of the old drivers and personnel, and they're learning their routes. It's not hard. It's not.
Brian, could you talk closer into the mic? I don't think they could hear you in the background.
What?
Just bring it in towards you. There you go.
Okie dokie. Again, my staff is working very hard and diligently to clean up the town. We even worked Saturday and Wednesday just to make sure everybody was getting picked up. We worked last night till midnight just to clean up stuff that were misses here and there. And there were some misses. I mean, we missed some streets. It was dark. So, unfortunately, I apologize again. If your refuse is not picked up at the end of the day, please call my office. But please make sure the garbage is out by 6 a.m. or the night before. Our routes start at different places, different times from the previous company. So if you can work with me, we'll work with you. We'll make everything happen. It's not going to be long. It's the timely adjustment. It's just common to have this type of transition, if you will. Should be a little bit smoother. Unfortunately, it didn't go as well as it was supposed. Again, from the bottom of my heart, I just appreciate everybody's patience and understanding. And then in a couple of weeks, we'll have this rectified. You guys have any questions?
Nope, we thank you very much. I don't have any questions anyway. I'm not going to speak for the rest of the town board. We'll go through everybody, see if they have any questions for you. But I just want to say, if everybody just has a little bit of patience, we'll get the job done. Anybody else have anything?
I just want to thank you for your responsiveness. I know we've been able to contact you with problem areas, and you've doubled back, sent people out, and
We're working on it.
yeah, thank you for the responsiveness.
No, like I said before, I mean, transitioning a town this size is no small task. And, there were back-to-back holidays. There's, there are a lot of mitigating factors. And I know people are upset, and I think you're aware of that. I know that I've called you several times, and each time you've responded and you took care of the situation. People have reached out to me. I reach out to you. You get the truck there. And so I know you're trying to do the right thing, and I know it's a big transition. And if you continue to be as responsive, and if you continue to really do the right thing, which I think you have been doing as best you could while you transition, I think you're going to get there sooner than later, and it'll be just something it'll be in the past. So I appreciate your responsiveness. Keep that up, and I think we're going to get there sooner than later.
Thank you.
I guess it's my turn, right?
Yep, your turn.
I don't do the garbage in my house. It's my husband's job. But with that being said, is there a place where we can get a little bit more clarity? Like, what sections are you coming at 6 a.m. that maybe were picked up at 7? Is there a normalcy on understanding how the routes are in flow? Maybe is there an area that you want to advise us that might be a little bit more difficult in the transition? I don't know how this works. Usually I try to do a job 3-4 days before my due date. So I'm just curious if you're experiencing anything that maybe we can support you with that we're missing.
There's just some double backing. It's just common, normal. It's people wait for they time the garbage guys. Just when your mail guy is going to come because it's a route. It's a set pattern. It's just a matter of reconfiguring those routes and setting the right routes. Instead of having a guy go left to right, you have him go north and south.
I don't want to know. I understand. I'm a big person of it's your job. You have to do your job. I don't want to do your job. That's not what I want to do. But what I am asking is if you're naming that there may be areas of our towns or certain sections that the pickups will, after you've perfected the routes, right? I understand there's a change is scary for everybody, and I understand there's a transition period. But is there a place where it's noticed that maybe Section 7 or Section 2 gets picked up earlier than what their normal behaviors are? Because it does affect our houses, because I do have children, and I don't take out the garbage at night. I take it out in the morning. I don't like the raccoons up here. I come from the city. There's a lot of raccoons up here. So I'm just curious, is there, as you perfect it, is there a way to get a little bit more involved in letting us know what those routes look like? I think you just shut me off. Did he just shut me off? Yeah, he did.
I didn't do it.
That's all right. I'm loud enough. I don't need the mic.
One thing I didn't do this week.
So that was just my question. My question is, as we present, I recognize what everyone's speaking about. Change is scary for everyone. I'm a therapist and all about that. But my main gig here is, how do we get more timely responses out to the public as you perfect it to make it work for these 42 or 43 square feet?
So, to your point, there's a town code that has to be out a certain period. Putting that aside, I didn't address this earlier. There was some people that previously had special service, driveway service. It's for anybody that doesn't want to bring the pail to the curb. Fair enough. They pay me separate. My guys will go up, grab the pail, bring it out, up and put it back in their house. It's for anybody lazy like myself. or
Disabled and
sorry,
veterans. I
Mom,
think you do.
like my mother's a senior.
Yeah, and they pay for that extra. So,
So if that's a service that somebody wants, just call my office directly. Let my young lady know that that's the service that they're requiring, 477-5865, and we'll put them on a list and we'll get them scheduled. We've been getting a lot of calls like that we missed, but we didn't know it was backdoor service or driveway service, and then we have to double back and go back and get the house. So if they call the number, we'll put them on a list, and we'll get the service started for that particular driveway service with them.
great. Good deal. You good?
My boss, and as soon as I'm disposed. No. That's it. I'm good.
Okay. We're good. Brian, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I just want to once again thank everybody for their patience out there, who's ever watching out there in TV land. Okay, next we got courtesy of the floor. I'd like to open up courtesy of the floor.
Good evening, Jay Kopstein. First, I would like to thank the town clerk for providing information quickly when I asked for it. She and the staff are very responsive. Tom, congratulations from going from the frying pan into the fire. Eddie, you're going from the handle of the frying pan into the frying pan.
Thank
Everyone
you, Jay.
slides down.
Everybody slides down a little bit.
Last week, my recycling wasn't picked up. I don't hear the contractor saying he's going to pay to have people pick up the litter. Last night, they picked up recycling at 9:35. Put the paper and the glass and the cans all in the hopper of the same truck. That's not what the contract calls for. That's not what recycling calls for. My son also lives in Section 7. He wasn't picked up last week. He hasn't been picked up yet today. Time for the town to hold them accountable and document in writing that they're in violation of their contract so that we have things documented. When the contractor appeared before the town board on the low bid, he said he was here before, he knew the routes, he knew the town before he sold the contract off to R&S. Well, apparently he doesn't know the town and he doesn't know the routing. It's not the town's function to establish routing for him and to give him time to fulfill the terms of the contract. If he can't fulfill the terms of the contract, that's his problem, not ours. He had 5 weeks to get trucks and he had 5 weeks to get employees. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kopstein. And
Thanks, Kopstein.
just one thing, just for courtesy of the floor, just as a reminder, you can always contact us. You don't have to wait until courtesy of the floor. You can always call Town Hall, our town officials, our town departments. We are here to work for you. You can visit us at the town website, www.yorktownny.org. You can find all the contact information for everybody here on the dais, town clerk, even town attorney, and, of course, your elected officials. As a reminder, there's a 3-minute limit to your comments on courtesy of the floor. We ask that you keep them directed to the town board, and we ask, as always, your comments remain focused and respectful. Thank you. Anybody else for courtesy of the floor?
Good evening, Supervisor Diana.
Good evening.
Congratulations.
How are you?
And members of the town board. Me, I'm Mel Tansman, a 32-year resident of Mohegan Lake. I'm really actually appreciative that Competitive Karting came here this evening to address the bumpy start of their new relationship with the town. And I'm really looking forward to having a great relationship between our town and the company. I would like to address several issues that impact our town's residents. First, I would like to ask the board to provide a further update on the current state of the investigation regarding the sinkhole at Legacy Fields. We are fortunate and grateful that nobody was injured nor lives lost in what could have been a tragedy. I ask that Enbridge come to a future board meeting to discuss the possible connection between their pipeline excavations and this geological disturbance. I'd like to note that in June 2022, the Federal Pipeline Hazardous Materials Safety Administration issued an advisory to pipeline owners that they must have a patrol program assessing assessing geological integrity. Please have Enbridge provide the public with the results of these surveys. Secondly, I recently read about the proposed overdose memorial. I appreciate the impact that the scourge of opioids have had on our community, and I also wish to remind the board about the racial and ethnic unity mural discussed back in June. Please provide an update regarding the progress and plans as we prepare to commemorate the legacy of Martin Luther King this upcoming Monday. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tensman.
Hi, good evening.
Susan.
Susan Siegel. Congratulations, Supervisor Diana. Okay?
Thank you, Susan.
And Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
At the December 6th budget meeting, I asked a question. Actually, I asked it twice about the status of the town's towing contract. Unlike most contracts that we all know are expenditures for the town, the towing contract is actually a revenue generator. In exchange for the town designating a specific towing contractor as the go-to towing company for any vehicles that need towing within the town's boundaries, the contractor pays a yearly fee to the town, and he also provides free towing services to town trucks. Let me be clear, my question in no way is questioning the service provided by the current towing contractor. My question is only about the terms, the financial terms of the contract. When my question wasn't answered twice, I did the next best thing. I foiled for the information, and what I found surprised me. The towing contract was signed in 2016. It was a 3-year contract with the option for yearly renewals. After the first 3 years, the contract was extended from 2019 to 2022, and I expect that very soon the board will be extending the contract again for 2023. The initial contract price was for the contractor to pay the town $95,000, with 5% increases for the next 2 years, followed by 3% increases for each of the subsequent years. The yearly increases were to be based on the previous year's rates. Mm-hmm. But reviewing the town budgets going back to 2016, that's not what's been happening. Over the past 7 years, Yorktown taxpayers have lost $49,000, which is somewhat significant when you think of, how you look at every penny in the budget. Beginning with some years, the increases, the mandated increase, were incorrectly calculated. And beginning with the 2021 budget, there was no increase. The payments due for 2021 and 2022 were the same that was paid in 2020. And the fee in the 2023 budget that your board approved just last month is the same amount that the contractor paid in 2020. Instead of it being $106,500, it should have been roughly $15,000 more that we're out. Okay? So my question to you is, why aren't you following the terms of the contract, of the existing contract? Why, for the past 3 years, haven't you increased the fee to the towing contractor that he's supposed to be paying by the very terms of the contract? When you voted on the 2023 budget, did you forget to check the contract? Or did you consciously decide not to apply the contracted 3% increase?
Susan, your
And
time's
if so,
up.
why? And here's a copy. Here's a copy of the spreadsheet that shows you what the amounts were paid based on the budget and what it should have been and how we're out $49,000.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you. Anybody else for courtesy of the floor?
Good evening, Sarah Wilson.
Hello, Sarah.
32-year resident of Yorktown. Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
So I wanted to inform the board and our residents about 2 upcoming events here in Yorktown. First, this coming Monday, as we mentioned, is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which is a federal and town holiday. And we're all familiar with Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech at the March on Washington in August 1963 on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, which we think of as the I Have a Dream speech. However, Dr. King delivered hundreds of speeches and sermons and wrote 5 books during his too short life. In honor of his legacy as a radical visionary and a nuanced American icon, this Monday between 1 and 3 at Grace Lutheran Church, Yorktown for Justice will be hosting a candid in-person discussion of Dr. King's life, history, and mission through his most powerful and likely unfamiliar works. Refreshments will be served, songs will be sung, members of our faith community, our leaders will be present. Bring a box of cereal for the food pantry at St. Mary's, because Grace Lutheran Church is another drop-off location for the annual Cereal Bowl through Super Bowl Sunday. The second event I want to make people aware of is Yorktown 100 is again hosting a series of community information sessions on the third Thursday of each month from 6:30 to 7:30 at the John C. Hart Library. The topic for next Thursday, January 19th, is Save Money to Heat, Cool, and Power Your Home, which we're all interested in doing. You can learn from local experts and get your questions answered by reputable folks who aren't trying to sell you anything. In February, our topic is how to cut your garbage in half, since we're trash talking tonight. So each of our sessions is listed on the Hart Library events page for adults and Yorktown 100's Facebook page. And of course, as Councilwoman Howitt said, the library is also a drop-off location for the cereal bowl, so you can bring your boxes of cereal there as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Do we have anybody else for courtesy of the floor?
Hi, Anthony Pichette. Is it a requirement to say how long I've been here? Because I feel inadequate by only saying 9 months. So I've been here 9 months. Anyway, first of all, condolences to you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Maybe when we talk one-on-one, I could hear a little bit more about her, or if you want to share something to everyone. Maybe, but...
Thanks, Andy.
Yeah. Yeah. So a couple things I was just going to talk about. I feel like you talked enough about the trash, and I'm sure you'll discuss that a lot afterwards, or enough afterwards, hopefully. A couple things I brought up before. I was just wondering if I could focus and see if there's anything to be done maybe about it. Is there a way to follow up on the maybe lowering certain roads speed limit to 25 miles per hour? I think that was authorized in June by the state. I also want to say, there has been a lot of engagement online about this meeting. I just think that's so encouraging. Just because I like to come here, and I like other people who are paying attention and watching and just being engaged. And I know you made the announcement. The supervisor always makes the announcement that you come see us one-on-one. But it's also kind of nice when there's people here and watching online. Even I remember seeing a video last year. Some guy complained that people were dropping poop on his lawn or on the trail next to him. I was like, that's great. Like he was a little nervous. He wasn't sure if he should come and say it. I'm sure it helped. I'm sure maybe hopefully people stopped doing that.
Route 6.
And there was one. I think that. I was as you guys were talking about what the town has done for the fallen police officer. I was wondering if there's any thought maybe to something that could be done to the transportation. Mr. Arcara that was run over last year. Mm-hmm. I was wondering if there's anything that could be done about that. Maybe that discussion could carry over another time. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
Is there any possibility of making it louder?
You can't hear it?
No.
We'll have to talk to Tom in the back. Is there?
Mike, are you coming up? Can you take the mic, put it on the side of the podium, and then stick the microphone closer to people's? Thank you.
We can't tell you where we really.
Oh, Michael, we're not going there.
I just very briefly.
Is that better, guys?
Can anybody hear now? Okay.
Everybody
there it is.
tap into your Italian voice.
It's the.
Your inner Italian.
They're all Catholics. They sit in the back pew. They don't want to come up front. I came here tonight. I'm absolutely thrilled that you guys have the confidence in Tom to become supervisor at this point. Tom, you came in, I think, under my administration in a special election, if I recall.
Yep.
And I think it's great. I think I think the town has to understand what they're getting with Tom Diana, and he's a hard worker. You're all blue collar. You're pragmatic. You're practical. You're straightforward. You're honest. You're truthful, and you're one hell of a human being. And you got one hell of a wife to back you up. I know that. So, and I hear she's a very good golfer. So,
watch that 3-iron.
Yes, but there's a lot, and I've been asked by a few people just to extend congratulations to you and success in this 2023. Our town needs a lot of leadership. I just love listening to the garbage nonsense because I remember it well. And we had a transition under my administration as well. I think you're right. Just everybody has to be patient. It'll all get picked up. It's to Sergio's point. It's a formidable task, and there's a lot of transitions. And when that transition, it's worst time of year for garbage too, after the holidays. Yeah. But I just want to extend my sincere congratulations. I look forward to seeing you in the role. It's wonderful. And you got a great board and great success for 2023. And Sergio, my condolences once more. And God bless you and your family. Thanks.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Greatly.
Thank you.
Heartfelt and greatly appreciated. Okay. Here comes Jim.
Hi, Jim Higgins from Yorktown. I've been a 15-year resident. I'm here as part of the contingent of the Catholics in the back. We just want to say we support the board. Congratulations, Thomas. You've done excellent work over the past couple of years. Diana, Maura, everyone here. We're here to support you the way you support us. We just want to thank you so much for accepting this position. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jim. It's greatly appreciated.
Good evening, everyone. Joanne Sillick, Yorktown Heights, and happy, healthy New Year to all. Certainly need the health part, too.
Yeah.
Okay, Supervisor Diana, you know Yorktown very well. As you mentioned yourself, third-generation resident, and raising your children here as well. Excuse me. Having successfully served on the town board, you are very experienced as to the needs of Yorktown. You have shown yourself to be a hard worker and a man true to your unwavering values. I respect it enormously.
Thank you.
With your dedication, energy, and capabilities, I am confident that that you will be at the helm and Yorktown has a very bright future ahead. Wishing you Godspeed and the very, very best in your term. Very happy for all of us. Congratulations, Supervisor Tom Diana. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. Greatly appreciated.
Happy New Year again, everybody.
Happy Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Congratulations, Tom. You're finally supervisor after all this time. He's been nothing but his goal is for the best for Yorktown. Everything it has and everything it can do and everything he can bring forward. I know he's going to make a really great supervisor. He has great departments under him. Town, police, water, to say the least, parks, recreation. The one thing I want to say is that the town council, which I don't know if you're aware of it. They put in a lot of hours, not only on Tuesday into all hours, meetings before, meetings after. The hours that they put in, the weekends aren't theirs. All of the stuff that goes on during the holidays, they're always around. They work hard. And I want to say, unfortunately or fortunately or a bad time, but it's the beginning of the year, you're all so grossly underpaid. And I think they all deserve a raise, Supervisor. But for the time and the effort they put in, you know they're not here for the money. That's the darn thing to make sure. There's no doubt about that. But we have a great town council. We have a great town clerk who puts in her time and efforts. All the departments are fantastic. All the people in all the departments are fantastic. And with Tom at the helm, I know we're going to sail right ahead and do a great job into the future. Thank you, and congratulations again.
Thank you, Brian. Okay, anybody else for courtesy of the floor?
Motion to close courtesy of the floor.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Courtesy of floor is closed. I want to thank everybody for their well wishes. But I can't do it alone. What do they say? It takes a village. It takes a town. It takes all of our town departments. As Brian just said, it's your highway department. It's your water department. It's your sewer department. It's the support staff right here in town hall and in the other buildings. Our planning, zoning, Parks and Recs Commission, Parks and Recs Department. They're the ones that make this town what it is. We just assist them and try to make their jobs a little easier, and especially when we have to go to Pat the comptroller, who is a little tough with releasing the money sometimes, but we get around that. Anyway, on a couple of the items, Susan, I'll have to get back to you on the towing. I'll have to look into that. But that's all I have, and I just want to thank everybody for their well wishes and a happy New Year to everybody.
Mr. Tansman, great idea on having Enbridge come in. I'm sure that'll happen. They are working their geological studies still, and as Councilman Diana said or Supervisor Diana said in his report to the town. So when we have that information, we will definitely make sure it's shared with the town. Sarah, unfortunately, I have an appointment. I won't be able to make the MLK Day, but I will definitely get some cereal. I know last year we brought a little mountain in, so and she's watching right now, so she will make sure that we pick up another few bags. Anthony, some great points. Thank you. We'll definitely get those discussed. Mr. Grace, I don't know what you mean by Tom working hard. Every day he's been here, it's only been a half day, 12 hours. So, there's still another 12 hours he can do. So hopefully, for Donna's sake, we'll keep him busy. And Brian, you mentioned we're underpaid, but, and I say this with all sincerity, and, I've always seen it with Judge Raniolo. But there's a saying that if you enjoy what you do, you never work a day in your life. So, I think I speak for all of us on the board that this is something that we enjoy and something that it's not work, it's a passion. And, I personally feel that the reward is within the job. So, but thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ed.
Churchill? Yeah. So, Jay, just to touch on what you said about the drivers, yes, Brian knows the routes, but I'm not sure the new people that he hired are, 100% familiar with the routes. So I think that's just going to take a little time. I will tell you, I want everything to go smoothly. They are committed. The carting company is committed to getting everywhere and trying to pick everything up. At a certain point, we're going to stop saying, oh, yeah, you got plenty of time and it's a transitionary period. But I still think we're in that period where, it's transitioning and people are learning the routes and the nuances of all our streets. But they are.
Jay, I'm sorry. Jay, we can't respond to that.
Jay, please.
I said what? What did I say?
No, not what you said. Not what you said.
What he was told.
What he was told on the phone.
Oh,
yeah.
So give me a call, or you have my number. Give me a call. You tell me what they told you, and I will be happy to handle it. Because nobody in town, none of my constituents should ever be spoken to disrespectfully. I don't disrespect anybody, and I always speak to everybody with the utmost respect. And most of the time, I have a smile on my face. But anyway, I don't know what happened. Reach out to me, and I'll address it. And that's what I tell all the residents. If there is an issue, the best I could do is reach out to me, and I will address it. Okay? So I don't know what happened there, but I'm interested now, and I would like to hear that. Mr. Tansman, I think that's a great idea. They should come in and explain what's going on. Because you know what? That's a park. And there are kids there. And God forbid, okay, it happened at a different time or a different interval. Who knows what could transpire? I don't think it's intentional. I don't think it's done on purpose. But I think they do need to come in and kind of ease or allay our fears. And I think we could work on that, right? And get them in here.
Absolutely.
I don't know what happened, Susan, with the towing, but Supervisor Diana has already stated that he was going to look into it, so I'm going to defer to him, and then and we'll see what's going on and look into that. I mean, that's not a problem. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. I mean, I wasn't here in 2016, but I am. We will Supervisor Diana will look into it for you. And I think that's all I have. Thank you.
I think Sergio said it right. Any of these transition periods, like the first day of school, some of the kids get picked up late. Some of them routes will get missed, and so on and so forth. But we're working through that. Lucian, I didn't mean to step on your time.
Fine.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll start off by saying congratulations, Supervisor Diana.
Thank you.
And welcome to that centerfold seat. As far as Mr. Kopstein, your experience is real. I thank you for bringing it. There are things that look like a shit show. I get it. It's okay. Right now, I think we're in transition to making it better, and I think that people are trying to be as transparent as they can be. I think having Councilman Diana back you will be amazing, but the truth here is we're going to give them more than 10 days, and then we're going to address what we all can visibly see. No one is denying what you see. Change, like I said, is always messy. That's one. Number two, Mel Tasman, thank you for bringing up the sinkhole. I do think, and I do believe, and I will talk with the Parks and Rec, that when it was built, there was a geological test done. And I think Enbridge can come in and explain what was done and maybe what we need to do to maintain future causes. Like, is something happening around the Taconic? Let's get curious about it, because I don't know if the company's going to come in here and openly admit that they possibly did something incorrect. So I'd like to invite them in to bring more of curiosity around that. As far as the overdose memorial, I think honoring that and honoring anything that has to do with unity is wonderful. I do think that is on its way. I know that the Parks Commission is working on it. So hopefully we can get more people involved in the overdose memorial as we get the fence and get everything moving. Susan, I wasn't here in 2016 either. I don't know how the increases worked. I think that's a deep dive between Supervisor Diana and Pat Caparel. So we'll see about that. And as far as the 25 miles per hour goes, I did hear about that also. I guess we could bring that to traffic and safety.
Traffic safety. Yep, we're going to be meeting again.
So that's it. I just feel like we're like not normalizing like what everyone is experiencing. So let's just say that none of you are being missed. We see what's going on.
So I just wanted to say one more thing, and I want to thank everybody for their condolences for my sister Rafaelina. It really means a lot. So thank you.
Okay, folks. Anybody else? Oh, yeah. The Unity mural that was given to the Arts and Cultural Committee, and they have not gotten back to us yet. So that is still out there, and
They've had some transition on the board.
Yeah.
We've been interviewing to put 3 new members on, so that might have been part of their backlog. So we will look into that, though.
okay, I think that's all we got. All righty. I guess we'll move right on to resolutions. From our engineering department, approve release of erosion control bond for stormwater permit to Con Edison in the amount of $2,500. Authorize town engineer to retain Speciality New York LLC to assist with developing GIS applications. Authorize from the finance, authorize comptroller to process invoice from Thompson and Bender in the amount of $11,500. From our highway department, award bid for stone, gravel, and concrete materials for the highway department. Human resources, accept the resignation from Paula Alicia from the assessor's office. From our Section 8 housing, authorize supervisor to renew an agreement with CVR Associates, Inc. for housing quality standard inspections for the Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program. Authorize Section 8 director to sign the annual civil rights certification for submission to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. From the town board, grant amended special use permit to Mohegan Lake Gas Mart Incorporated, the BP gasoline filling station, 1770 East Main Street. There we go. Authorize supervisor to sign an agreement with the SPCA regarding the feral cats program. Authorize advertisement for alarm monitoring for town facilities. From the water department, authorized water department to go out for mini bid through New York State OGS Vehicle Marketplace for a 2023 Ford XL 4x4 Super Duty extended cab pickup truck. We got the monthly reports from our finance department, accept monthly reports from our finance department, our town clerk.
Call it there and then go into the rest?
Yeah.
Okay. Motion to accept the resolutions.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carry. Okay. Now we're going to go into organizational resolutions. Appoint Town Supervisor Thomas P. Diana as marriage officer. Anybody need to get married tonight out here?
You got a bunch of Catholics back there.
We got a bunch of Catholics back there that we had somebody had mentioned before. Jim, you're smiling. I don't know. Are you ready? Okay.
We got to get you a T-shirt.
All right. Designate delegates to the New York State Association of Towns meeting. Designate depositories for the town of Yorktown. Authorize supervisor to make application to the New York State Division of Youth for state aid for recreation and youth service grants. Authorize supervisor to sign an agreement with Norwest. Authorize supervisor to sign an agreement with the sports clubs, Shrub Oak Athletic Club and Yorktown Athletic Club. Authorize supervisor to sign agreements with the senior clubs. That would be the Jefferson Owners Foundation, AARP chapter, Shrub Oak Senior Citizens Club, St. Pat's Seniors, and Yorktown Senior Club Chapter 1.
You're really going to read off all those?
I am not.
Okay.
Designate the 2023 meeting dates for the town board. I'm surprised somebody didn't ask me to read everyone very carefully.
Yeah, usually we make them.
I'm thinking of it. So.
Okay. All right, I'm going to announce my personal appointments as follows. Mrs. Jenna Balcastro as the executive assistant to the supervisor.
I come last.
Woo! No, you don't come last. Woo!
We got to get you a sign.
Okay, and Councilman Edward Arthur Lachterman as deputy supervisor to serve during the absence or inability of the supervisor to act while the office of supervisor is vacant pursuant to Section 42 of Town Law.
Okay, you want a motion and second, guys?
Yeah, can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
To abstain from that, since I'm part of it? Oh, then aye.
Yeah, you're okay.
Okay.
And then I will appoint the different liaisons to various boards and committees. Basically, everybody stays the same. I'm going to be taking over the boards and committees that Matt had.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I mean, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's good.
It's good?
Perfect.
We're following the
You did
deputy
this
supervisor.
beautiful.
He's doing a good job over there.
He is. He's doing a good job, isn't he?
Deputy supervisor, a little excited.
Yeah, he's excited to be deputy
He's using his
supervisor.
new role,
He's using
Mr.
his new
Headlacker.
role.
Supervisor got appointed. He got a little excited here.
Yeah.
Tell him that he has to bring us ice cream in the summer.
Yeah. All right. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Amen.
Motion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Buonanotte.
Oh, I'm sorry. We got to swear in the deputy supervisor. I'd like to do that.
Or swear at.
Nah, we can swear at him later.
Okay, go behind that way. Give me a little room. Okay.
This is your sphere of influence.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Edward Arthur Lachterman,
I, Edward Arthur Lachterman, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of
supervise for the town
deputy supervisor for the town of Yorktown
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Did you write Edward?
Thank you.
Aguri.
Okay, and last but not least, we have two other resolutions to be read. Be it resolved that Nazreen Corey, Office Assistant Auto Systems, will have her civil service status changed from probationary to permanent effective October 30th, 2022. And be it resolved that John DeLilio is hereby appointed to serve as a consultant to the police department at the rate of $77.12 per hour. Can I have a
So moved.
motion? Second?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. I think we can go to, we're going to adjourn and going to go into a brief close to discuss personnel. I have motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? Can I have a second?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
And motion to go into closed.
And a motion to go into closed. Second?
Motion. Second.
Aye.
Opposed?
What did he say to you?
No opposed.
No,
What did he
no
say to you?
opposed. Okay. Motion carries.
Thank you. Says.
Are we adjourned?
Thank you there, Dad.